Hello, hello, and welcome back to the 248th hour of our telethon, as I continue accepting your generous donations of Illyrium in Perfidious Pete Plays XCOM The Long War. And I do need your donations, folks, desperately, which is why operators are still standing by for your pledges. Well, I mean, also I've got them chained to those chairs, but they're also eager for your pledges, I assure you. And though the Project Lazarus goal of 500 Illyrium does seem like a staggering amount, I know that deep in my heart that together we can achieve that goal. And if you're hesitant to pledge, folks, please don't be. Even the smallest donation, even the tiniest scrap of Illyrium, can help change the life of an XCOM trooper. Or, as I call them, one of Pete's kids. Even a small, seemingly insignificant donation is the difference between oftentimes one of Pete's kids heading into battle with nothing but an assault rifle and some tack armor, or being geared to the teeth with a top-notch plasma weapon and resilient Titan armor. And never forget, folks, that the life you save with your donation could very well be your own. Terror missions can strike anywhere, at any time, and I, of course, speak especially to those of you in Brazil because, come on now. And a plasma sniper rifle in the hands of one of Pete's kids could be the difference between you living a long, healthy life or winding up a greasy stain on the asphalt of a roadway corridor with numerous vehicles. Both you and your family. Think about it. And please, while you think about it, for the sake of my sanity, if nothing else, contribute your Illyrium today. Because I won't, nay, can't stop until either Project Lazarus has reached its Illyrium goal or all of mankind has been rendered down into a sticky, gelatinous paste for the genetic experimentation of humanity's new alien overlords. Operators are standing by. Call that. It really does feel like the 248th hour of a telethon. This long war campaign is just, it's really dragging. It really, it's dragging. All right, so let's get to scanning here. And of course, an Argentinian terror mission, because, fuck, it wouldn't be the long war unless we had 3 terror missions a month somewhere in South America. I mean, we can't do anything because we have no interceptors available, so whatever this thing is doing, it's just gonna do it.
Commander, the Council isn't going to be happy about this.
Happy about what? There was nothing we could do, Bradford. Also, that thing did nothing discernible. That was a large UFO, which I guess just disappeared rather than do whatever the fuck its stupid terror mission was supposed to be. Sure, 2 new sergeants. Yeah, I need those like I need twin assholes. Actually, you know, now that I think about it, twin assholes could be potentially useful. No, never mind. No, that euphemism is accurate. I can't actually think what you would need 2 assholes for simultaneously. I was like, you could poop out of both, but I mean, usually one is enough to get the job done. It really seems like having twin assholes would be a crippling drawback. I can't think of a situation. I mean, you could be world's greatest porn star. For a certain subset of the populace, you would be really ideally the perfect mate. So there's that. I mean, there's money. Yeah, maybe twin assholes isn't all bad. Maybe it's not all bad. Let's get back to scanning. A genetics lab is coming online. That's very useful. Fantastic. All right. I am not a fan of gene mods. I think, objectively, they are bad. The benefits for them are tenuous at best, and the drawbacks of the extra fatigue time are pretty fucking significant. But in our situation, there are a couple gene mods which I think may prove helpful.
Commander. We're always glad to have more.
So I'm gonna get a couple. Yeah, that's fine, Dr. Shin. Let's go.
I appreciate your
Gene
efforts
lab.
to support the research team, Commander.
Yeah, you got new scientists, Dr. Valen. I'm happy that you're happy. You know what I'm gonna do? Could you shut your hole, please? I gotta get Atlas King in the tube here. So Atlas King needs a second heart. Second heart, first time you go down, you're always bleeding out instead of getting killed, so you can't be one-shot killed, and if you don't have a revive, which you'll note none of my people do, you can't die on this. You can only go down, and when you do go down from a critical wound, you don't lose willpower from it. So Atlas King is our premier psyker, possibly our greatest trooper, definitely the sexiest man alive. We want Atlas King staying on his feet, so we're giving Atlas King a second heart. We're going to do this for basically every trooper we have any kind of concern, care about at all. They're all getting second heart. Also, I'm going to give him leaping legs because, fuck, meld and cash is one of the things I've got just in spades. And I do kind of feel that muscle fiber density is one of the other mods that's at least worth its cost in extra fatigue. So we're adding 15 hours of fatigue time to Atlas King. Is there anything else we might want? Bioelectric skin is trash. Iron skin is not terrible, but the fatigue on it is ridiculous. Adaptive bone marrow, I mean, it's not terrible. It's not good. Adrenal neurosympathy is bad. 9 hours of fatigue. Depth perception is straight up trash. 5 aim and 5 critical chance for 3 hours of fatigue? No. Hyperreactive pupils, straight up garbage. Smart macrophages is actually not terrible. It is only 3 hours. The immunity to poison and acid is kind of the big thing. What is it that what have we possibly not autopsied to unlock this? There are no autopsies on our bench, game. We've autopsied everything. Do we have to mind control an ethereal to unlock whatever this is? I mean, Atlas King is going to be... Fuck it. I'm just going to take smart macrophages just in case Atlas King is injured on a mission. And 3 hours of post-mission fatigue for immunity to poison and acid. Not horrifically disuseful. I mean, Atlas King's pretty much going to be wearing Titan armor in 10 out of 10 cases anyway, but... Well, then why do it? He would get 2 more HP heals. Is that... No, I'm not doing that. Never mind. That ability is trash. For somebody who's going to be wearing Titan armor, it's trash. For units that might not be in Titan armor, it's actually okay. But when is Atlas King not? No, he's going to be in Titan armor every time. So, yeah, let's do that.
I'll have the selected
17 days.
Immediately.
So
Once
gene
the
therapy
genetic
takes
modification is
stupefyingly
complete,
huge
I will
amounts of
notify
time.
you
That's a
directly.
significant drawback. All right, who else is a candidate here? You know, Annette Durand, actually. 1, I don't need her, and 2, yeah, you're going in the hole, Annette. You are a potential candidate, as strange as... I don't want skin. Strange as this may sound, Annette is a potential candidate for... And sure, why not muscle fiber? Anybody who's going in, if they're getting second hard, they're getting muscle fiber density too. But Annette is a potential volunteer
We'll begin
candidate. If
prepping the candidate for surgery
somehow Atlas King
immediately.
dies,
I will notify you when the genetic
can have her on
modification
backup.
process is completed.
it's fine. And in fact, I wish you wouldn't mention it again, Dr. Valen, until somebody's actually ready. Anybody else who needs to go in here? I don't want to... I want to try and avoid putting people who are capped on Psychic EXP or who would be at least priorities to the tubes. Like, as much as I might like to get Tomoe Gozen in there, I kind of don't want to get Tomoe Gozen in there. Matahari might not be shameful. With a 67 willpower, she's probably not a contender for the volunteer. Mitch Pancakes Hedberg's just too far behind in Psychic. Tomoe Gozen is a candidate. She's yeah, you know what? Let's do it. She has a really high willpower. We'll go. This is our backup. Everybody other than Atlas King. This is just us hedging our bets.
I'll have the volunteer prepped and ready for surgery shortly.
Yeah, that's fine, Dr.
I'll send word when the procedure is complete.
Yeah, that's...
The meld substance has been enormously valuable in advancing.
Seriously, why are you still
theories
talking,
on
Dr.
genetic
Valen? What,
modification.
just knock it off.
So
I don't
far,
care.
we've been limited to
I know
the
what gene mods do, and I don't
augmentation
want
of
them.
human organs.
Please shut your mouth,
With
Dr.
the
Valen.
latest autopsy
Please
results,
stop.
we
If I
now
give you
have
an
the
alien to
option
torture to
of
death, will you go do that instead
incorporating
of
alien
bothering me?
physiology
Because
into
right
our
now, I kind of
genetic
feel like you're
enhancement
torturing me,
programs.
Dr. Valen, with your continued
It may
rambling.
be asking too much of our soldiers.
Please,
They will be
Dr.
even more
Valen.
capable on the
This is
battlefield.
unending. Thank God. Man, I tell you, you don't give this lady aliens and other sentient beings to torture to death on a routine basis. She's gonna talk your leg off. She'll, oh, she's a talker. That old Dr. Valen, okay. Well, I mean, we have an interceptor, so sure, let's send up Semtex Gatto. He should be able to blow this up. He's, I think, literally the best pilot we have. Firestorm, plasma weapon equipped, 14 kills. We'll put him up on defensive. If he can't bring this down, nobody's bringing it down.
We have eyes on the bench.
He should have a reasonably wide intercept window as well. 15 seconds. If that's not enough to bring this down, you're fucking fired. Well, we're not gonna get a kill here. Holy shit, we actually generated a mission on that. Alright, I'm sort of stoked about this. Heavy floater, outsider, sectoid commander, chrysalid, mectoid. Alright, so we're gonna be looking at overwhelming mectoid resistance, I have to assume. 22 aliens. That's doable. It's gonna be irritating, but we can make this work. Plain, sparse vegetation. Same map it always is with medium UFOs. Let's get out the snipers then. Snipers are going to be hugely useful here. I guess we'll grab the Deadeye. Make items available. Ellen Keller's locked and loaded. Let's get her some Seraph armor. We're going to get her a plasma sniper rifle. And I really don't want to commit too much on this because we've only had one Terra mission this month so far, I think. Just a one. And we did see that sort of precursor. And I don't know what the deal is. Periodically, the Long War throws what it says is going to be a Terra mission at us, and it's not a Terra mission. But it seems like the aliens are sending, before they send the actual Terra mission, they're sending a large UFO to sort of scout shit out for them, and then they send the actual Terra mission. I'm gonna assume that that's what that large UFO was, is that it was a scout for probably an assault carrier coming in to do an actual Terra mission. So I don't want to overcommit and put in a bunch of my units. Probably one top-notch sniper is going to be enough, and we are looking at just a 22-man mission here. I will send George Broadside Custer because I think having dual snipers is going to ultimately prove useful. And we can have Custer. He's just going to go the exact same kit here. One of these days, he is going to manage to get rid of that broadside nickname when he does master hitting the broadside of a barn with that sniper rifle. I've got my fingers crossed. I have high hopes for George Custer. Eventually, he's going to get it figured out. Once he does, he could potentially be a strong asset for the project. Not a good time, Hari. Capped on Psychic EXP. You know, before we fully commit to this, let's take a moment here. When are people coming out of the tubes is what we got to know. 1 day and 22 hours for Virginia Woolf. I'm just going to go ahead and automatically assume that Virginia Woolf is going to fail and go back into the tube. Which means 3 days, 22 hours for Fatima. Which means we can probably afford to send at least one potential candidate here. I'm just going to assume that Virginia Woolf is going to fail. At this point, that's the safe assumption. She's let me down every single time, and it's not just been once or twice here. She's got a history of failure. Like Viggo Mortensen and his history of violence, this is basically the same, except with failure, and also less full frontal nudity from Maria Bello. Not that that's a bad thing. I think Maria Bello is an attractive lady, but, you know, I'm just saying. Less full frontal. Wouldn't mind getting a little full frontal on the Alice King. I guess one sexy son of a bitch. What if we got 2 snipers? Alright, so we need a scout, an engineer, a medic. Do we need to buck convention here? Can we just sort of fill in where filling in is good? Let's not take the Madman. Let's just go with Madame Curie. I mean, she'll be fine. We don't have to pull this one completely off the rails. A little Aegis armor, and nothing fancy here. This is just a medium UFO. Some alien grenades. You have Bombard or Tandem Warheads? Tandem Warheads, that's fine. Some missions I sort of prefer Bombard. Some missions I prefer Tandem Warheads. I think on a medium UFO, Tandem Warheads is typically more useful because you're usually throwing the grenades for damage more than cover destruction. Should be fine. Who's patching people up? I mean, there are going to be holes blasted in our troopers. We got to figure out who we want sort of plugged in those holes. Typhoid Mary would be fine. Let's get the typhoid out. Give people a little bit of case of scrud, typhus. I mean, you know, we should kind of go with a pox blankets sort of strategy here for Typhoid Mary. We should just let the aliens take her captive and put them to work slaving in their kitchens so that Typhoid Mary can inflict them all with scrub typhus. Why have we not done that? I mean, she could be our sort of disease blanket. I mean, we got to go with kind of a Native American extermination strategy. Which makes me a scumbag for mentioning it, and I'm sorry to bring it up, but I mean, hey, that happened, and it's not like I'm the guy who did it. I wasn't giving people pox blankets. Aliens, I mean, is it okay to give aliens pox blankets? Is it equally scummy if it's not your own species? I'm not sure where you draw the line. I mean, it's a slippery slope. Engineer, medic, 2 snipers, I need a gunner. Do I want to send Sporty Spice or the Good Time Girl? Is either one of them going to take a tube slot? Maybe. I mean, Matahari might... who's coming off? Do we have anybody who's going to be coming off fatigue before that ends? That we might rather... We got the Baker. Ava Perone. Neither of them is going to get it. Virginia Woolf is going to be going back in again. We just have to assume. So... No. The answer is no. We have nobody else that's going to be wanting the tubes. Alright, so we can't send... Yeah, we can't... How would you come back, Marie Antoinette? You're back in 18 hours, though. Alright, well, let's do... We can't send Mata Good Time Hari, then, because she's probably going to get the next tube slot, so let's get Sporty Spice. I just wanted to make sure that when that... I'm banking on a Terra mission. I'm pretty sure that initial large UFO we saw is the precursor to a Terra mission, and I'm sort of counting on that being a thing. Where's my neural gun link? Neural gun link, pierce armor, piercing ammo, and our obligatory shadow device. And at this point, shadow devices, I say obligatory because we are literally obliged to take them. Without shadow devices, we'd have so many corpses in this barracks, it wouldn't even be funny. It would just be full of corpses. We probably would have just already lost. So, engineer, medic, gunner, double snipers. I need assaults and a scout. Assault team, we could probably make do with less than the best. They're good. Oh, the bench is out. Where's Teddy Bully Roosevelt got double Overwatch shot. I don't think I forgot about that bullshit, by the way, Long War. Scout, you know, Sherman can probably get it done. We've got 3 shadow devices already in play, so we don't need a psychically active scout on this one. We can make do with old William Tecumseh Sherman. Also, an opportunity for Sherman to pile on a little EXP. It'll work. Let's enhance his EXP, gaining abilities with a cognitive enhancer. Motion tracker has benefits. I'm thinking walker servos, definitely. Wait, who's got my other pair of walker servos? Should have 2, 1 for each assault trooper. We'll find them in a minute. Motion tracker, that's fine. Somebody's not wearing walker servos, are they? Why do you have walker servos, Custer? Man, talk about a lazy son of a bitch, Custer. Taking walker servos when you've got Seraphim armor. You can already fly, you don't have to walk anywhere. I mean, I can understand not wanting to use your legs like a sucker. I mean, I wholeheartedly support your sort of laziness initiative, but Jesus, man, come on. There are limits. St. Joan, little Titan armor for you, and a reflex cannon. Do I want to consider captures? Was there anything on this mission I'm hugely interested in capturing? There was no ethereal. Mutons, I mean, no, not really. We're sort of beyond the point of captures. I mean, they're not really relevant at the moment. They don't get us Illyrium, and Illyrium is really the only thing we need. We could get alien weapons, but honestly, we don't have enough Illyrium to bother manufacturing more plasma weapons than we already have. We're sort of at the limit for what we can sustain. Yeah, just to hell with it. Especially if I'm taking Sun Tzu, because let's face it, Sun Tzu is a walking garbage fire. I would like to try and maintain some amount of decorum. I can't boat anchor myself completely. I mean, I'm definitely boat anchoring myself just by taking Sun Tzu. The man is like having a safe strap. I gotta exercise a little bit of good judgment. The good judgment would be to just not take it at all, but I don't want to take top-notch team because, again, I'm almost certain we're going to have another Terra mission. I mean, we're definitely going to have one somewhere. The aliens have thrown at least 2 Terra missions at us every single month for, like, the last year. So there's going to be another one somewhere.
There doesn't appear to be much in the way of civilization nearby.
No, that's good,
Bradford.
Bradford.
Chance to secure the site before they have time to dig in.
Uh-huh. Well, there are 22 of them. I'm pretty sure they've already dug in, Bradford, or they're already as dug in as they're ever going to get. That's fine, though. We've got a lot of experience with tick extraction. We got some good old boys on this squad. They know how to burn, they know how to take an Ohio blue tip match. They'll burn that tick right out of there. Gotta still worry about the Lyme disease, of course, because ain't no match gonna fix that. If you see the tick, you gotta say something. But we know how to burn them out of there.
Big Sky. We'll monitor those readings from here. Strike one is
That
authorized to
little
assault the
joke
alien
there for
craft.
everyone who's ever actually burned a tick out of their skin with the head of an Ohio blue tip match. Where the hell did we come in? We're on the medium UFO map. Okay, we came in a really weird spot. We're in the back corner. So we're gonna have a map edge like right up here, right? Okay, so yeah, we came in a very odd spot. Alright, we need motion tracker then. We gotta know what's out here, so get it going, Sherman. What do you got? What do you got, Shermanator?
Aye, aye, Commander.
Sophisticated sex robot sent back in time to change the future for one lucky lady. For a brief shining instant, you had vision on what appears to be a chrysalid, and what the hell is that with it? Floaters? 3 heavy floaters and a chrysalid. Okay, well, that's weird, is what that is. So, the question then becomes, do we want to pop them or not? I think the answer is no. I don't think popping them is the right move. Let's try and set up in a position where next turn we can move to engage and destroy them.
Bien, commandant.
I don't want to be able to see them at the end of the move. Sherman, I don't know, through whatever fluke of luck caused him to not have vision on them at the end of his turn. That was strange and fortunate. Alright, so Sun Tzu, God, you are so slow. I mean, you're just stupefyingly, ludicrously, ridiculously slow. And this is, you know, now that I'm starting to regret having brought 2 snipers. Medium UFO mission, 2 snipers, maybe not the best possible sort of assortment of contributors. now that I think about it, because two of them are going to be largely useless once we go inside this craft, and we're going to have to go inside the craft. Let's just... Overwatching. Yeah, we're just going to Overwatch. Custer, you're going to study your weapon. Helen Keller, likewise. Overwatch for Sporty... Well, Sporty Spice can't... She's getting her turn. Overwatch for St. Joan. Madam Curie, I guess we'll bring you up here, too. You can whip a grenade in there for us. We're probably going to have to shadow device once we activate this pod. I'm kind of hoping they will wander into us. Sporty. Overwatch for Mary Mallon. Done. I'm hoping they wander this way and trigger themselves. Okay, it's gone the other way. They have retreated into the spaceship. It's like they knew we were there. We got a sectoid commander in there. We saw that on the hyperwave relay, so that's not any kind of surprise. There's an entire room full of aliens right there. We do need to get these guys to come out at us. All right, Sherman. I hate assaulting this craft from this vector, because there is terrible cover sources. Just absolutely terrible. Let's see if we can get Team Sniper some shots here. I'm going to go ahead and toss the battle scanner. This also has a chance to reveal what's in this room as well. We may have an angle on it. We absolutely don't. We can see a bunch of those floaters, and we should have some squad sight shots, at least one of them. Alright, we do Helen Deadeye Keller. Alright, Keller. You have shots at almost all of them. Alright, we'll go ahead and take this one. We're going to start things off with the Deadeye ever start racking up some kills for us. 11 damage, pretty good start. See how Pod Floater reacts. They came forward. Unexpected. And beneficial. Alright, we'll come back to you in a minute. Custer, you have a flank shot at what? Well, we're taking that. 9 damage and a 74% chance to critical on a shot that can't miss. Yes, please. 15 damage from the old plasma sniper rifle. That's some pretty remarkably solid output right there. Do we have tandem warheads? You do. You're probably not going to be able to throw one that far. None of these guys are on Overwatch, though, so it doesn't hurt to take the shot. We can at least advance and see if we can get one out that far. No, no. Nope. Alright, well, Marie Curie is going to be a disappointment. What's your shot like, Curie? I mean, that's something. You can see one enemy, and you do have a non-zero chance to hit it. Double 60s. Double 70s on a chrysalid. Honestly, the chrysalid is the least threatening of those potential critters. Ah, that heavy floater in the back is a... Alright, let's... Actually, can we double tap that guy out of existence? He is injured, right? He is... Does he have a friend? I can't... let's go ahead and take a shot. He looks to be dead, but there may be another heavy floater back there.
Target disabled.
There, I think absolutely is another heavy floater, right? Yeah, there's an... Okay, so we can't leave anybody just standing out in the open. As much as I might like... Well, they won't be able to see us. Now again, we've got a bit of a sticky wicket here.
I'm on it, Commander.
Tired of the Long War putting me in these untenable situations. What's your hit? Alright, take the 91% shot with the shred here. That's a straight up kill for Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu, it's your greatest contribution and oh my god.
See you in hell.
I don't know what to say, think, or feel. Sun Tzu walked up and killed 2 aliens. This is a thing that simply does not happen. Sun Tzu does not kill double. He doesn't get 2 kills. He doesn't do that. I don't want St. Joan anywhere where this guy might potentially throw a grenade at her. So we're going to Overwatch with Madame Curie. Jane Austen is just going to hunker down. She's going to hunker down like she did in the aftermath of Mansfield Park when those reviews came in. And people are like, Mansfield Park is a real shitty novel. Don't read it. She hunkered down then. She's going to hunker down now. She's taking a little bit of Overwatch. It's going to miss. Mary Mallon also contributing fuck all.
No way.
You better not be flanking Joan of Arc, because you should not know she's there. It says he's going to fall back. Yeah, he's well, that was a brilliant move, Mr. Floater. Well played. No, sincerely, I mean, I like it when the AI does ridiculously stupid shit like that. I appreciate your efforts, sir. Thank you for making my job easier. I salute you and everything that you stand for. In the stupidity department, this is beneficial to XCOM. Kill it with Saint... Let's just see if St. Joan can murder him. If St. Joan can murder him, we'll do that. I'm worried about what else we're going to face off against up here, but I think St. Joan has a pretty strong chance of killing him. Well, she didn't quite get the job done. I would like her sort of to retreat to cover. Who else could potentially come up and maybe finish that guy off?
On my
Fuck
way.
it. You know what? Sun Tzu is one of... Oh, I was going to say Sun Tzu needs experience, but that's actually not true. He doesn't. Who on this mission does need experience? Is there literally anyone who isn't max rank? Sporty Spice, no. Custer. I mean, we should take the kill with George Custer. He does need experience. That's fine. We'll have St. Jones soften him up. George Custer closes him out. That's 4 of the 22 billion aliens on this map defeated. Helen Keller then can reload. And in the interest of taking advantage of our sniper abilities here, we may go through this wall. So let's try and set up for making going through the wall a viable strategy. Sporty Spice is going to dash. Sherman, let's motion tracker here. It's possible the aliens are deeper in the... What's going on here, Sherman? Motion tracker. Jesus, man. If you're not going to motion tracker, Sherman, I can't trust you to give you the motion tracker. What is this, giving a Corporal Hicks moment? I had thought the aliens might be in this room, but I was decidedly not correct about that. We may as well pick up the meld canister. I mean, we did, I think, use some meld for perhaps the first time in this entire campaign. So it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to try and replenish our supplies. Not that we put a significant dent in the supply, because I think we had like 1,000 or something crazy. We have not used any. We'll just reload. There are no active aliens. Standing out in the open is not really much of a problem. There weren't even any enemies on our motion tracker. That sectoid commander pod is going to be inside this ship somewhere. Those other floaters are additionally a problem. Custer, just reload. Just a weapon. Helen Keller, we'll come back to you in case we need a little fire support. I don't expect us to need any kind of fire support this turn because I'm actively going to try and avoid popping pods.
Got the goods.
The aliens have 6 meld, which is an increase for them. I'm curious how they've managed to increase because I know they haven't harvested. Well, we did motion tracker. This should be clear. I was a little concerned about running around this corner and potentially spawning a pod, but we know it's clear. Alright, so where are those?
Vous avez entendu?
Yeah, it's St. John, please. I mean, they're not Englishmen. It's fine. Everything is safe.
10-4.
I know you're ever vigilant for the potentially invading English, but in this case, I think we're all right. It's definitely not Englishmen.
Understood. Moving out.
Wherever these guys are from, it ain't England. So you got nothing to worry about. Your home ground is safe on this one, St. John. No need to go try and get yourself killed. You have a very strong proclivity for that. I think we can all agree that if you had a shtick, St. Joan, if you had a shtick as an XCOM trooper, trying to get yourself killed would be that shtick. I mean, that would be your thing. You do it better than anyone. Alright, so some aliens have wandered into us. What is this? A sectoid commander and what appears to be a very not aggressively overpowered mechtoid and some exalt troopers. Alright, well, we're not in a fantastic position. Custer and Keller, nothing to bring to the table. Sporty Spice does have a shot at the mechtoid. A good one. It doesn't have reactive sensors, does it? It does not. You know, 2 hits here have a pretty good chance of killing it. Let's just try it. I say we take this one. If she goes, 17, it's a hell of a start. Well, so much for Johnny Mechtoid. I mean, that was the only sort of real threat in that pod, and it was beautiful. I love you. I love you so very much. That was remarkably well done. I mean, it was a thing of beauty. As far as XCOM goes, that was nigh on the perfect engagement. You see an alien, and then you're just like, oh, there he is. Now then he's dead. It's lovely.
Got it covered.
All right, Madam Curie, I need you to sort of open up line of sight for us here. Doesn't really matter where this one lands because you have tandem warheads, so we're just trying to destroy cover and splatter around as much damage as possible. We're also trying to avoid popping those exalt troops. We know they're over there, but if we can avoid activating them, we would like to do that. Sun Tzu, what do you got? 26, there's another sectoid in the back. Malin, you can only, well, I mean, if this is all you got, you take it. Fantastic work.
Can't kill him if you don't hit him.
This would be sort of basic combat theory. I would have hoped at this point in your career that you might have advanced beyond that level of understanding. I mean, Sun Tzu is terrible at his job. Don't get me wrong. Sun Tzu is a bad trooper. He's bad. But he wrote The Art of War. He's bad at his job, and even Sun Tzu's like, dude, I mean, Jesus Christ, that's as basic as combat gets. If you don't hit the enemy, you can't kill the enemy.
碎了。
I know this, and I'm objectively a terrible risk. I definitively hurt the team by being included on this mission. I mean, I just want to say this. I understand this. There are 2 sectoids back here. That is not good. Had not counted on there being a hidden sectoid. I mean, I was counting on the crouching mectoid, or the crouching muton. We always count on the crouching muton, but the hidden sectoid, not always there. I can't see that guy. Well, you know what? Actually, not being able to see him is a good thing. If he wants us to shoot at us or mess with us, he will probably have to risk triggering close encounters. I think we just have Sun Tzu reload. Nobody else can even see an alien, right? I don't think so. Custer, steady your weapon. Helen Keller, steady your weapon. That just leaves us what? Sherman? I mean, fuck Sherman. You might as well.
Moving.
Well, let's face it, nobody's fucking Sherman. I mean, that's the one thing that we learned from the American Pie movies is that Chuck Sherman, he's not getting any action. Yeah, there's an alien who's somehow miraculously invisible, but he's gonna murder himself, so it's okay. The little fella didn't want to die. I have to assume that you murdered his lover. He's like, Rick, no! And he's like, I can't live without him. I don't want to live anymore. You son. And then he just charged us in a murderous rampage, which ultimately turned out to be a suicidal action, but you gotta respect his devotion to his lover. Ah, the saga of Rick and Jim, sectoids. They're sectoids? They love to love? Alright, Sherman, half cover is full cover for you, so why don't you go spawn these exalt fuckers. Clearly, you spotted him. From half a fucking world away down a hallway. Sun Tzu, you're gonna arguably do nothing. Madame Curie could probably wreck these guys' shit, and I think that's what we're gonna have her do, is just wreck their shit. So if you could, Madame Curie, why don't you wreck some shit? I would prefer you not blow up those power coils if at all possible, though. That's a huge source of Illyrium. I want that shit intact. Don't blow that shit up. Anything else is you're welcome to destroy. That was a fantastic grenade, actually. 48 aggregate damage. You did spawn an additional pod, which is definitely suboptimal, but the aggregate damage was brilliant. I mean, can't they say the aggregate damage? All right, so Mary Mallon's absolutely going to shadow device for us here. Let's bring her forward. She has a shot. We're not going to take it. Sun Tzu, I mean, no disadvantage into bringing you up here. You can probably get some kind of desperation shot at something. 52% chance is honestly better than I would have expected. And holy shit, man, Sun Tzu is all about the long ball desperation connects here. Hit and run, and the cover destruction, he somehow blew this wall down while killing that man and gave himself another fantastic shot. So yeah, Johnny Outsider's gonna take a little hate too. We should really try and maneuver Custer and Helen Keller into a position where they might theoretically be able to contribute something. This is lotto odds of them ever having a shot at anything. It's probably not gonna pan out, but I mean, shit, it's only a buck. That's kind of my theory on the whole lottery thing. You're not really paying for an actual shot at winning that money, because the odds of it happening are basically zero. And when I say basically zero, I mean effectively the odds are zero. It's as unlikely as just about anything ever. But the question is the enjoyment you get from imagining how you would spend the money, isn't that worth the amount that you spend on it? Because I think that's the way you justify actually playing the lottery to yourself. You justify it not in, oh, well, this could be the, this could be my ticket to Easy Street. This could be the ride. This could be the thing that puts me living the high life for the rest of my life. I think that's the wrong way to play it. But if you play it and look at it from a, am I going to get $2 of enjoyment in imagining how I would spend $380 million if I won it? Will I enjoy that $2? Is that $2 well spent for me? And if the answer is yes, hey, buy a lottery ticket. If you get $2 of pleasure in trying to figure out how the hell you'd spend the money, do it. Other than that, don't do it. Because it doesn't even come close to paying the odds. You get a 1 in 380 million chance. Let's say a Powerball ticket, currently at least $2. So in order for it to even pay the odds, you'd have to be winning, what, $760 million? When have you ever seen a Powerball jackpot get that big? Never. It is proof that people do win. You just can't expect that person to ever be you. We got a lot of shit coming our way. I'm a little worried about that guy. I was concerned he might move at us, which would have been a significant problem. Because he could have decloaked someone, but we're good. It's all good. Situation is actually still pretty well in hand. All right, who else has shadow devices? Sporty Spice has one. Probably Sporty Spice is going to use it, because Sporty Spice does not have a fantastic chance of producing any kind of particular strong offensive output here. Whereas Madame Curie, offensively here, can really do some solid work with a grenade. This is going to hurt a lot of people. This one's going to hurt, Dan. We're gonna do some damage here, and furthermore, we're going to open up a shitload of line of sight. Man, that's a lot of really good aggregate damage. Oh. So, shockingly, William Tecumseh Sherman here has a chance to really sort of... Alright, it's Shania Twain time here, Sherman. Yeah, it's time for you to impress me, son. I mean, normally you don't impress me much, but this is your chance. Well, I'm suddenly less impressed with you. You can definitely hit that guy, but you're probably not going to kill him, even if you critical him. I was hoping we might get some serious into-zone action, but... 3 fucking damage, Sherman? That's what you brought to the table. You brought me 3 fucking damage. That's beyond pathetic. Just weak. It's actually beyond weak. It's sad. It's just sad. You should be ashamed of yourself, Sherman. I mean, you're the man who burned Atlanta. I expect better things from you, son. I expect better from you. Sun Tzu's on an absolute tear, though, huh? I mean, small bright spot. We got Sun Tzu. He's working some shit. The man has hit a vast number of very unlikely shots. So many, in fact, that he's now low on ammo. Sherman is never going to do anything. We don't even really need to worry about Sherman. He's never going to contribute. Let's have St. Joan come up, take a freebie, and then fall back under... We're absolutely going to Shadow Device here, by the way. I mean, this is definitely another Shadow Device turn. I don't know which way these guys are cross-linked. I'm hoping the neural feedback might trail in. It did not. It's not really a problem. St. Joan falls back to here. Custer, I mean... I suppose we can have you move, and we can. I'm not really sure this has any benefit. You know, in fact, what we should be doing is spreading you guys out. If we're gonna move you, we should be moving you in opposite directions. To try and see if maybe somebody can get a shot at something. Let's do that. I'm a little worried that Helen Keller's gonna run into trouble by herself. I mean, she's Helen Keller. She's not well equipped to deal with that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Not that she's incapable, please. I'm not trying to pick on handy Helen Keller. I'm not making fun of her disability or anything. I'm just saying she's a lone sniper. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying she's capable of defending herself or that she's somehow substandard because she has a disability. In fact, she's possibly XCOM's greatest killer. There are no actual disabilities for Helen Keller. She's fully capable. And everybody cloaks? Yeah, that's fine. Rest of the team is concealed. We did get everybody, right? I hope I didn't miss anyone. I didn't miss anyone. The aliens are mostly going to be running away, so even if we did miss someone, it's not the end of the world. The Exalt Trooper is really bunkering up behind the exploding power sources. That's solid strategy. They can tell I'm reticent to explode them. I do have one more shadow device. Oh, this is real bad. St. Joan, once again, martyring herself for the good of the project. Oh, she's gonna get shot by like 6 outsiders now. Yeah, we know, St. Joan, you should have not taken that shot. You should have stayed hidden. It didn't immediately screw you. Should have, but didn't. So Madame Curie has our last shadow device. She also has our only grenades. This puts us in a bit of a quandary. Sherman. I mean, an in-the-zone shot here for Sherman would be fantastic. We're probably not going to be able to get one. Sporty Spice can't really bring much to the table. Honestly, our best move for Sporty Spice might be to use her as a spotter. So Sporty can see 2 targets. What do you got? Here. Oh, there's a guy over there. I would love to have you shoot him, but we know he's there now. Let's go ahead and have you mine fray because, I mean, shit, you can. It's not going to work there. Might as well take the desperation fray.
Your nightmare.
Surprising connect from... Okay, good. Beautiful. Now what? Mary Mallon. I mean, I've sort of already committed to the shadow device. So you know what? I'm going to fully commit to the shadow device. I'm going to pledge my life to the shadow device for eternity because the shadow device will never betray me. Except for the times that it's absolutely betrayed me, like when Michael Jackson got killed. I mean, maybe I shouldn't trust the shadow device as much as I trust the shadow device because it has betrayed me in the past. it's shown a proclivity for fickleness. Free shot, we did not. Okay, that's a little disappointing. I sort of needed a kill there. Our next turn is gonna. We need to make everything be dead, or our next turn is gonna be nightmarishly bad. All we have is the sniper. Okay, I was gonna say Sun Tzu has not done anything. Well, we need to kill this outsider, so Sun Tzu can definitely get that accomplished. This will trigger hit and run, because that guy is absolutely fucking flanked, and there's no way we don't do at least 2 damage. You dead. Sun Tzu is now out of ammo, so all of our assault team is out of ammunition. We have not a lot of bullets at our disposal. Custer, just steady. Keller, also steady. We have to shadow device, because we're standing out in the open with our just sort of dongs waving in the breeze. We can't not shadow device. Sherman might be able to scratch one of these 2 remaining aliens. 68%. Well, it's the only one you can see, so we're taking that shot. Just miss.
Negative damage.
And here comes our last remaining shadow device. So at the end of this turn, we have got to find cover. It's time to run for the hills, guys. We've been as brazen as we're allowed to be. We've taken not Overwatch creeping on 3 turns now. And 3 turns is the limit. That's as many as we can do. We've done all 3. These guys continue to hide next to... Okay. Well, it's a good thing we don't have any ammo, or everybody would be visible. That's actually a surprisingly useful trick, and here come a whole fucking mess of floaters. Well, I guess we found those guys. If we could get vision on them, we could have our sniper team start eradicating them. Alright, Sherman, you can, with some clever movement, kill 2 of these guys, right? Should be... Well, you can definitely kill this man.
Nailed him.
And you have a shot at this man. Alright, well, 86% is pretty good. Did hit. The damage was not superlative, but it's maybe enough. Typhoid Mary, if I bring you over here, can you shoot this guy in the back? I'm hoping you can. Okay, you can give me 2 damage, right, Typhoid? There you go. And Typhoid Mary's got some soup for you, champ. No soup for you! Not soup you want to eat, Typhoid Mary. Typhoid. So the question is, do we activate these floaters? I honestly think it's in our best interest to do so. We activate the floaters, they scatter or go on Overwatch, which actually is the worst possible thing they could have done. That makes our ability to run away vastly less good. Helen Keller's gonna kill at least 2 of them. And by that I mean she's gonna kill 2 of them with can't miss 100% guaranteed murderous shots because she's Helen Deadeye Keller. Helen Keller doesn't fuck around. So she's got 2 of them down, and 2 of them were on Overwatch. Austin, I mean, you can kill this guy, right, Jane? Yes, he's standing right next to you. For the love of God, you better be able to kill him. There we go. Nice shot. So, St. John's out of bullets. St. John gonna have to reload. She does also need to go help the beleaguered William Tecumseh Sherman. George Broadside Custer. Honestly, I've got my units confused at this point. I don't really care. Is there another guy in here? We got all the interior ones, right? So how many people can see? 3. All on Overwatch. What are our chances of successfully avoiding that? I got to assume they're poor at best. I don't really like those odds. So we bring Kiri over here. Kiri drops a ball to watch. Sun Tzu, we're going to bring you to here. I'm a little concerned there might still be a guy somewhere lurking around here, so we're just going to have you come to here and reload. Well, I mean, Custer's got to move. We can't just let him sit here and get shot at 3 times. Surprisingly, that did not trigger the Overwatch. We must have been just at the very edge of their engagement zone. That was superly lucky. There's no way I planned that. Don't. I'm not even gonna like pretend that I sort of engineered that or designed it. That guy has covering fire.
That was close.
It was way too close. I wouldn't even have had you take the shot if I knew he had covering fire, Custer. I would have just left it and let Helen Keller do it. I mean, I'm glad you put one in his eyeball. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't have taken a shot at a note. It's too risky. All right, St. Joan, let's see what you can do. St. Joan has lightning reflexes, so I'm way less worried about having her take my own shots here. Although lightning reflexes has betrayed me recently. It has been betraying me. A little bit fickle. Or at least a little more fickle than I would care for. Yeah, no. Yeah, let's just go ahead and run and go. Pretty sure we could probably eliminate that guy. And if we can get vision on the other floater, which clearly we did because he's shooting at us now. If we can get vision on him, Helen Keller can kill him. And that'll be the end of our floater mess and probably the end of the mission. For whatever reason, we can't see that guy. Okay. And we allow, so he's done, but there's still one floater somewhere we can't see. Well, that's kind of shitty, but because it is what it is. Let's have Sherman go. Austin, you're not going to do anything. I mean, you could go through a battle scanner. Actual Sherman.
On my way.
I keep everybody Sherman on this mission. I don't know why. I got Chuck Sherman on the brain. I guess it's because, you know, that one time in that one movie, he ate pizza that had pubic hair on it. And, well, I'm never going to forget how funny that was. We're going to put Helen Keller on Overwatch. I normally don't Overwatch with snipers because in the long war, given some of the Overwatch penalties, it's typically objectively a bad idea. But in this case, I mean, we got one enemy left on the map, I think, and really nothing else to do, so... I should have used a motion tracker just to make sure that this craft is empty. A smart man would have done that. I am not a smart man. Overwatch for me. It's me and Marie. Me and Marie Curie. How has that not been a sitcom? Me and Marie Curie. Do you have covering fire? Yeah, you do not. Good. You're just dead. And Custer racks up some kills too. The broadside 22. All right, so that was a solid little mission. Operation Rotting Mountain has been pretty successful. What is it with the word rotting? Every time we get a mission that has the word rotting in it, our team comes home in like perfect shape with just fantastic execution. It's all about the rottenness, I guess. All hail Lord Nurgle and his glorious rot regime.
Our troops are making it look easy out there.
Well, I mean,
that
that was a little sloppy, Bradford, but I don't really feel we were ever in any particular threat, so you're not necessarily wrong. I'd say they made it look easy, but they didn't exactly make it look hard, and holy shit, the telethon has paid big ol' fucking dividends right there. 180 Illyrium is just monstrous. That's a magnificent amount of Illyrium. Oh, it's so good. Alright, so let's go stupidly waste that. So, Gollop Chamber, right? I need power. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, 60 Illyrium is reserved for the Gollop Chamber. We gotta remember, 60 of it doesn't get used until this Illyrium generator is finished. 60 is on reserve. Build by items. We also gotta have Vortex armor because somebody's gotta go in that, and the person that goes in it has to be wearing Vortex armor. That's 100, right? It is. We're gonna start building that as well. It's also a ridiculous fortune, but look at our cash situation. When you have as much cash as we do, nothing is effectively a fortune. So we need 60 Illyrium to build the Gollop Chamber. I mean, we got it. I'm gonna save 60. I'm putting 60 aside for the Gollop Chamber, but it's 19 days until the generator is done, and then we also have to build the Gollop Chamber, and that takes forever too. We could afford potentially to build one more Firestorm. Would we have an alien weapon with which to build a plasma cannon to strap to that Firestorm? That's sort of the operative thing. I'm not going to build a Firestorm if I can't put another plasma cannon on it. I do have one alien rifle. Do I need that alien rifle for anything else? I don't. 45 alien. Okay. Let's look at Foundry projects very quickly, too, because it seems like there was a enhanced plasma. Yeah. 100 weapon fragments, 75 Illyrium and alloys, and it takes a plasma dragon, which means we need another plasma dragon. But we can build that, right? I'm pretty sure we have another alien heavy weapon. I'm positive that we do. So we could build another plasma dragon, right? Right, game? Game? Plasma dragon? We can build another one? Alright. I'm gonna do it. I know this takes us down to 70 Illyrium, but we're going to get some back when, I mean, like a pittance back when these projects complete. And it's 19 days until our power facility is done anyway. Even if we get just shitty Illyrium returns on our next couple missions, we're still going to have more than enough to complete the Gollop Chamber when it comes time for the Gollop Chamber to be built. Another Plasma Dragon, we build that. As soon as that's finished, we should be around 100. Then we look at how many days and how much time we have left, and if, you know, time permitting, we can also then kick into the enhanced plasma research. Still, I'm super stoked that the telethon is paid out. It's the 248th hour of the telethon, and it's about time you skinflints started contributing, Long War. I'm telling you, about time the pledges. I got these donation people chained to their desks so they can keep working the phones. I mean, a lot of them have passed out, and a couple of them have died from exhaustion, But I'm not letting them go until we make it, and I'm glad I sacrificed them. Turns out it was all worthless here. I thought it'd been in vain, that their noble phone sacrifices had been worthless, but now it's paid dividends, and I'm feeling pretty good about my decision. Thanks for justifying my homicide. I appreciate it. And I also appreciate this episode being over. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. If you'd like to catch more XCOM No Long War, you might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes every single day, and we still desperately need Illyrium, so please continue phoning in your pledges. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.